What if I told you that the way your home greets the world might be quietly shaping the way life greets you in return? Not in a dramatic, magical way, but in a subtle, almost invisible way that most people never notice. Because every day you open your front door without thinking. You walk through it, you rush past it, you ignore it completely. But in ancient spiritual traditions, the doorway has always been more than wood, metal, or stone. It is a threshold, a meeting point between your inner world and the outer world, between what you believe you have and what life is ready to give you. And here's the question that changes everything. What if something as simple as placing a single intentional object near your front door could begin to shift your relationship with abundance itself? Not instantly, not magically, but gently and consistently, like a door slowly opening to fresh air after a long closed room. Because most people are not blocked by lack of opportunity. They are blocked by unconscious energy patterns, emotional tension around money, and environments that quietly reinforce scarcity. So today, we are not talking about superstition. We are talking about attention, intention, symbolism, and the psychology of space. And by the end of this, you may never look at your front door the same way again. Let's be honest for a moment. For many people, money is not just numbers in a bank account. It is emotion, pressure, the feeling of uncertainty when bills arrive, the quiet anxiety before checking your balance, the frustration of working hard but still feeling like you are behind. And even when life looks fine on the outside, internally there can still be this question echoing again and again. Will it ever feel easy? You try to stay positive, you try to plan better, you try to think differently, but still something feels stuck. And this is where many people misunderstand abundance. They think it is only about action, but ancient wisdom traditions suggest something deeper. Your environment constantly shapes your inner state, and your inner state shapes how you perceive opportunity. So if your mind is always tense, your body always rushed, and your space always chaotic, then abundance doesn't feel welcome even when it is near. But what if that could shift, starting from the simplest place in your home? In Buddhist symbolism and many ancient teachings, thresholds are sacred. A threshold is not just a physical border, it is a transition of awareness. When you step through a doorway, you are not just moving rooms, you are shifting states, from outside to inside, from public to private, from doing to being. Monks often treat entering a temple with awareness because they understand something profound. The mind follows space. So if the entrance of a home is chaotic, cluttered, or emotionally heavy, it subtly influences everything that follows. But if the entrance is intentional, clean, and symbolically aligned with clarity, it becomes a gentle reminder every time you enter. Leave stress behind. Enter with awareness. And this is where abundance begins, not as money first, but as clarity first, because clarity is the real doorway. Think about how many times a day your front door is used, seen, or passed by. Even if you are not consciously focusing on it, your subconscious mind is. And your subconscious mind is always recording patterns, like this is the entry point of my life, this is how I come and go, this is what I see before I face the world. In psychology, this is known as environmental conditioning. Your surroundings influence your emotional baseline without you realizing it. Now imagine if that very entry point carried an intentional symbol of welcome, openness, and abundance. Not something loud or dramatic, something simple, meaningful, and consistent. Would it change your life overnight? No. But would it slowly change your internal association with receiving, openness, and possibility? Yes. And that is where transformation begins. The practice is surprisingly simple. You place a small intentional object near your front door that symbolizes openness and welcome, something that reminds you every time you enter or leave that life is flowing, not blocked. It could be a small plant representing growth. It could be a clean bowl of water symbolizing flow. It could be a meaningful word placed near the entrance, like welcome, flow, or abundance. But the object itself is not the source of power. The power comes from the meaning you attach to it. Because what you repeatedly see, your mind begins to believe. and what your mind believes, your behavior begins to follow. So this is not about superstition. This is about conscious reinforcement of abundance thinking at the threshold of your daily life. Now, this is where most people miss the point. They place something randomly and expect change. But intention is everything. When you choose your object, do it slowly, not rushed, not distracted. Ask yourself gently, what represents openness, flow, or welcome to me? Then place it near your door with awareness, not as decoration, but as a reminder. As you place it, pause for a moment, stand still, notice the space, and silently acknowledge that this is now a symbol of how you want life to feel when you enter it. Not heavy, not forced, just calm awareness. Because in that moment, you are not just placing an object, you are training your mind. Now imagine this. You are standing at your front door. It opens slowly. Instead of tension, you feel lightness. Instead of worry, you feel space. As you step in, you notice something subtle in the air, a feeling of openness, a sense that life is not closed or tight, but flowing and responsive. Every time you pass this doorway, you feel a quiet reminder. There is enough. There is space. There is flow. Now imagine this feeling slowly shifting into your decisions, your conversations, your mindset, and you begin to realize something powerful. Abundance is not something you chase. It is something you allow. As you engage with this practice, you can gently repeat these affirmations. I welcome abundance with ease and calm. My life is open to flow and possibility. I release the energy of scarcity. I trust the unfolding of my path. And most importantly, I begin where I stand, and I begin now. If this message resonated with you, comment one word that represents abundance for you. And if you want to continue this journey of mindfulness, awareness, and inner transformation, stay connected. Because sometimes the smallest changes in your environment can become the quiet beginning of the biggest changes within you.